open window that I was too big to crawl through. And I said, Mr. Bigglesworth! Why? So I turned to the bus driver and said, listen to me. There's a shake in my booty, bitches! And then he's all like, take it easy, eh? So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna take it easy. You know why? You know why? Because right here in my pocket, guess what I have? I got my doodle. And I will upstage it with my awesome art.
So, while I was drawing out a plan to get away, I looked in the bus driver's face, and I knew why he wanted to kill me. I left my 3-week-old sandwich in the back seat, and he remembered that I left it there. So he told me. So I'm pretty sure that guy in front of me just farted, and not going to lie, I liked it. So since he was telling me all about why he liked farts, I decided to try and get away and use my McDonald's, because that's the best thing to do at a situation like this. When I leave a week-old sandwich and I want to go get more food to leave in his bus.
So the truth was coming out. This serial killer wasn't really like scary at all, you know. He was stealing my Twinkies. He was mad that I left my sandwich in. So then I told him, Jordan Empson is the best. He agreed with me because he's like, oh yeah, that's the girl who sits in row number 4, right? Yeah, she always has the jungle with her. So, and he knew that she loved to party. So,
So as this jungle appeared in the bus, my kitty cat and I started freaking out, swinging from vines. And then all of a sudden, the bus driver pulls out pancakes. Because he said, I don't like your McDonald's. It's pancakes. So then, after he tells me he likes these pancakes, I can't take it anymore. I'm so enraged with anger, and my kitty cat told me to take it easy, but I couldn't anymore. I couldn't. So I screamed at the top of my lungs to this bus driver, "Ew! I ate your fat!" Because I wanted to gain some weight.
So while this was like all going on, I was like sleeping, and I realized that everyone had like cars all of a sudden, and I was like, whoa, for real? So I went to go talk to the bus driver, right? And I was like, oh, hey, you from Mexico too? Which part? And he was like, oh, Ensenada. I was like, oh, yeah, me too. So then he like passed me a little note, right? And I read it, and it says, if you're a strong female, you don't need permission. So I knew from that part that I wasn't gonna die.
After being so courageous, after hearing that, I just felt like I was on top of the world. So I looked straight in that bus driver's eye and I said, God rules everything around me. And he looked at me. He's like, what does that mean? I was like, the only thing that means is that I'm going to pull out my toilet paper and show y'all it's done.
So I began to wrap that toilet paper around his face, because I had had enough. I'm going to take over this bus. So he fell on the ground, and a George Washington fell out of his pocket. So I picked that thing right up. I needed $1. I stuck that thing in my pocket and I was ready. So I yelled, "Bow chicka wow wow." I own this bus, bitches. This is my bus. My bus now. It's mine.
So this turned out to be a pretty weird bus ride. I'd never been on one like this. I had a cat that I lost, and he had a hamster, and then I had a rainforest, and I've somehow become significantly more wealthy. And upon finding my riches, I had to, of course, turn around and scream, "Well, that sucks!" It flew right out the window. And so I reached in my pocket and grabbed my pole and thought that I could earn some of it back. The bus driver stopped, thinking, pole dancing on a bus is probably not the safest thing in the world. And I left telling him, "Death from above, wise judgment, bus driver."
Okay. Death from above. And that's manners.
Woo!